on Reddit.
What healthy food tastes just as good as unhealthy food? Baberdashir 4DR Sal Saznobs. It's Kevin Malone. You see, 4D even store-bought salsa is okay, it's the chips that are the problem. Mshare model lady 3D. A lot of store-bought has added sugar. No idea why, but it's there. Sticky bit 3D. I put a tiny amount of sugar in my pico recipe. It broadens and slightly tones down the taste of the hot peppers without tasting sweet. It's been a while since I've had really good and ripe homegrown tomatoes. Vegano Chicano 693D. This in Mexican, so I am pretty sure I don't have blood, just salsa. Mshare model lady 3D. I'm not, but my blood is probably like 75% of the way there. Anyway, Princess Brody 4D. I'm a recent convert to salsa. It's so delicious I can't believe I've never tried it before. Informalary 4D. Hooray. Welcome aboard. Captain Kyle 884D. Got a recipe or suggestions you're a fan of? Fkljrelkj 3D. Pico de gallo. Chopped red onion. Chopped tomatoes. Drained. Garlic. Optional. Pepper. I like serrano or jalapeno or maybe habanero, but you do you on heat. Lime juice. Salt. Cilantro, coriander, depending what you call the leaves. It's super simple, and you can play with ratios until it's your own. And it's incredibly delicious. King Ad Rock negative 3D. Garlic is never optional. Vsama 3D. So if you basically take that and add avocado, you get guacamole, right? Ghoulish Honey 4D. Made a pineapple jalapeno with lime salsa before. Was delicious. Just need patience and let the ingredients get to know each other before digging in. Informalary 4D. Mango salsa. I don't have the recipe on hand, my sister makes it, but I'm sure she just googled it. Mshare model lady 3D. I think tomato onion peppers is going to be the base in most salsas, but playing around with extras, like garlic, lime, spices, different proportions, different types of tomatoes and peppers, chopping things up in different sizes, etc., makes so much of a difference. Mferg022D. The way we make it at home is like this. Get 3 Roma tomatoes and like 3 to 5 serrano peppers. Boil these together until the tomatoes are extremely soft. Use a fork to poke them to check how soft they are. It is really hard to overdo it, so just make sure you don't undercook the tomatoes. I would also just go ahead and boil 5 serrano peppers, as you don't have to add all to the blender, which leads to the next step. Once you are done boiling, don't throw away the water. Put all the tomatoes and how many ever peppers you want into a blender. Cut the stems off the peppers. I usually start with a smaller amount of peppers because I can always add more. Add some of the boiled water into the blender. If I had to guess, I'd say like a quarter of a cup, but I usually just eyeball it. It's better to add not enough water since you can add more, instead of adding too much water and can't do anything about it. Put about a quarter of a white onion, like half a clove of garlic, and tear like half a handful off the top of cilantro. All that is uncooked, of course. Put it all in the blender. Also add some salt if you want. My wife always does, but it tastes fine to me either way. I also don't like adding vinegar to mine, but some people do, as it makes it last longer. I find it still tastes fine for like 5 days easy, as long as you keep it in a good Tupperware container and in the fridge. When I blend it, I start off with a slower speed so that it's not so pureed. Taste it, and if you want it more spicy, add another pepper. It's really hard to mess this up, as it comes out good even when you don't follow everything exactly, and you can always play around with the amounts of everything you put in. Flying Circus Dog 3D. But what do you eat it with? Fancy Pants Mead 4D. Found Rachel Ray. Cast Logic 3D. 1 vote. That's Mskriztoya 3D. This. OMG, I love it. Can't believe I didn't think of it right away too. We do lol. Lang Speak 1D. Oh yes. Simple, delicious, and it lasts in the refrigerator for several days too. One of my go-to snacks no matter what occasion. Sanofa Witch 4D. People who say delish disgust me. Informalary 4D. Are you triggered? Sanofa Witch 3D. Disgusted. Vsama 3D. And now can you recommend something without acidic ingredients for us, with reflux problems? No onion, garlic, tomato, especially no peppers like bell, chili, jalapeno, etc. No citrus juices as well. No lactose and no fructose. What's left? Grinning face with squinting eyes and sweat drop. Anyways, salsa is good though. Avali 4D. Cuties Mandarin oranges. Sexy pineapple negative 44D. ILL grab like 5 and just hide in my room and eat them, and then come out and grab 5 more. Fear good. Dolphinately not Phil 4D. That's a lot of sugar. Future diabetic friend. Charlie Head 1D. Fun fact, sugar consumption will not directly cause either type of diabetes, but it can increase your weight, which is a risk factor. Sexy pineapple negative 44D. Yet, at least I don't have scurvy. XXD4RKX4N3LXX4D. Fuck yet. Lang speak 1D literally one of my favorite fruits and snack foods. Rufuscut 4D cuties have been bred to have lots of sugar. Sure, you're getting fiber and vitamins, but they're still high in sugar. Avali 3D, at least it's not a dozen donuts. Makaraji 4D Tzatziki. Visvis 4D sure, but now that you mentioned tzatziki I want gyros. Pretty sure that doesn't count as healthy. Zenpai 4D nothing wrong with gyros, especially if it's chicken. Customer complaint Dep 4D it could be with chicken. Uber 1337H4XX0R4D why not? Visvis 4D saturated fat and salt. Jfine 4D I make some fresh every 2 days. I'm Greek so I eat it with almost everything. Ruta Midtown 4D recipe please. Murmkosam 4D Greek yogurt. Minced garlic. Grated and drained cucumber. Lemon juice. Black pepper. Bam. Tzatziki. Raymond 85054D get some Greek yogurt, add a shit ton of garlic, shredded cucumber and lemon juice, refrigerate, profit. Laysdays 4D I second this. Jfine 4D I always use dill and a little kosher salt. Don't now Nisaname 4D Greek, I never thought I would fight side by side with a Turk. How about a fellow Tzatziki lover Greek? I could do that. Me a Slav. Blyat we eat that like crazy too. Roof Innovative 4D Gesundheit. Katrigor 4D I think this wins. They even put it in unhealthy food because it tastes so amazing. Find the Prime 4D. This is a great substitute for ranch dip with veggies if you're trying to wean yourself off ranch. It's Tmog's fault 4D. What's that? Sassarog 4D. It's a savory Greek yogurt sauce that's kinda tangy and fresh tasting. IDK how to describe it, but if you've ever had a gyro it's the white sauce that's on there. It's Tmog's fault 4D. All gyro come yeah that shit good. Morbid Nerd 4D. This is the first answer on here that actually sounded yummy. Changalango 3D agree. I love it as a dip for fresh vegetables, cherry tomatoes, cucumber slices, bell pepper slices, baby carrots. I bring this to work for lunch occasionally and it's simple and delicious. Una J4D homemade tzatziki is the best. Such an easy one to make too. Gmanton 4D fuck yes. Cat McShivers 4D yes. Totalittle 20204D being Armenian of course we have tangents to the tzatziki, with falafels. Yum. Nano Singularity 4D I always feel so guilty have tzatziki but it's really just yogurt, cucumber, lemon juice, and dill. Banks 1013D Jesentite. Thudwimper 263D ever tried tzatziki on pizza? It's amazing. Bunky Chilius 3D bless you. Hans Smooth 4D I'm freaky for tzatziki. Triplex 25044D dunno about that one chief. Matthews Gauss 4D Greek yogurt, olive oil, salt, pepper, cucumber, lime juice. How is that unhealthy? Only way I can think of is if you use the Greek yogurt that is chock full of sugar but it's really negligible if you use unflavored. Steve O 4D you missed the garlic, man. Churro I guess 4D damn that sound like a really shitty tzatziki, you forgot like the most important ingredients, garlic and dill. Ask Merlizard 4D lots of calories really fast. Better than plain carbs but still heavy. Alg 0 Nepetic 0 N4D literally everything in it is good for you. Well, maybe not if you buy bad strange yogurt that's had a bunch of shit added to it like sugar, powdered milk, extra fat, etc. But that's a choice anyone can make. Dutch Manoli 4D if you make it fresh yourself it's pretty healthy. Just make sure to not use full-fat yogurt. New Luna 4D nothing wrong with full-fat yogurt if you don't eat a quart-size vat of it in one sitting. R4F 4D Casic. Septagon 77,777,774D Pistachios. Aquanonymous 4D oh god I cannot keep pistachios in my house because I'll eat all of them. I once bought a Costco bag. Never again. A Glipenguin 54D if I get pistachios I have to get them with the shells. I'll still eat them all but it'll take me longer. If they're pre-shelled I will literally eat them by the handful. Smelly Slut Socket 4D but pistachios taste better when you deshell them yourself. Bill Bravo 4D a single handful isn't bad, that is probably what you should have but I hear you, I'll eat like 3-4 handfuls if I'm hungry and or bored. Gauge Damage 184D I always used to hate pistachios. There was no particular reason for it. Then one day I tried one and now they are awesome. I don't eat them much but they are definitely a binge food that you have to limit yourself to. Rahold 14D yeah I like the ones with the shells. I usually put the shells in my mouth to get the flavor. Edit. I think I've seen you on RSAT. Are you the same guy? Totalittle 20204D I live in Pistachio Land. Alamogordo, NM3 huge orchards within a couple miles. With their welcome offices and even music one night a week. I cannot stop there. Willpower. Spoiled Meyer 3D 100% agree. They're so yummy. When we'd go out of town for my son's basketball tournaments, I'd take our own snacks etc. to save money. I bought a larger bag to last the weekend. Never introduce a bunch of bottomless teen boys to pistachios. Fortunately they had to shell them. Unfortunately I had shells all over the room. You see, the boys would hang in whichever room had the newest gaming console, and all moms shared snacks, so I never broke out pistachios again, and a few moms weren't thrilled that their sons now loved them face with tears of joy. Real Stumbleweed 4D. I'm not a super fan of fudge, but I make pistachio fudge every year at the holidays. God help us. Cabinet Sanchez 4D. I was gonna say, not that healthy if you can't stop eating them. Perplagostans 4D. Bought a Costco bag once. Ended up with raw fingertips. Worth it. J Togugx 4D. They also have melatonin in them. Emilu 2050 4D. I chipped my tooth on a shell. I still buy them and eat them with glee. A Dundee 4D. You should try fresh pistachios, they are the nectar of heavens. Tushar Sony 01 4D. You sure you're not me? A Sticklel 4D. Buy more, eat more, Arid and Pistachius welcomes you. A Viking and his purse 4D. Did it affect your stomach? Aquanonymous 4D. I didn't feel well later, and when I went to the bathroom, it was interesting. Inevitable Go 3D. Try making a pistachio chocolate milkshake from scratch. No extract, just real pistachios. Yum. L Freehold 4D. Cashews and almonds too. If I was a rich man, macadamia nuts. Gizmodo Dragon 924D. My wife and I make enough money to reasonably enjoy any luxury we'd like, and I still cannot bring myself to pay for macadamias. I just eat raw almonds and pretend. Mirefic 4D. My first employer was a little eccentric and would order store-level bulk shipments of honey-roasted macadamia nuts for him and his friends to enjoy. He used to offer me some pretty much after every shift. Was too young and dumb to realize how expensive those things were and turned them down pretty often, but damn were they good. Huai Shivan 4D. I worked at a macadamia farm in Hawaii and ate as many as I wanted while I picked. Honestly think they're just as good raw as they are roasted. Braineater 10244D. Chinese friend's dad gave me the sweetest Hawaiian nuts. Never tasted anything like it, and I've tried to find it ever since. You had to crack them open and they were very sweet. If you ever are fortunate enough to find those, then grab as many as you can. Prof. Gona Girl 4D. Macadamias are nothing like raw almonds LOL. Oakdale OG 4D. Move to Hawaii or Australia, they are everywhere.
If you enjoyed this video, please smash the like button below and subscribe to my channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.